Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today's going to be the first video in a new series and we're going to dive back into the isometric realm within AutoCAD. For this video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a drawing that's been given to us in a two-dimensional layout and we're going to be able to turn that into an isometric view. That's what this series is all about, and for the series going forward, we're going to start off with a very beginner style lesson with this video. Then the videos will progress to intermediate and advanced. This is a tool that's commonly used or commonly needed to be used within schooling for your first 1 to 2 years of engineering. And sometimes you'll have to hand draw these, sometimes you'll be able to use AutoCAD. But today we're going to be learning how to do it in AutoCAD. And real quick, before we get started, if you like the video or like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the video, give it a like down below if you find it helpful. If you think someone else could find it helpful, give it a share. And if you want to see anything else done in AutoCAD, leave it in the comments section below. Alright, so let's get started here. And the first thing you'll see is a shape that has a top, front, and side view. Now, this is the typical layout you will receive all this information in when looking to draw an isometric shape or drawing. You'll see a top view, a front view, and a side view. And the first thing we're going to look at is the front view. So we want to kind of decipher what this shape is. And I can tell based on the front view that the dimensions right here and then right here show that it's 10 feet by 10 feet. So that is a square, a perfect square. And then if we look at the side, it's another 10 feet on this side. And then you have a little divot cut out that looks like it's a foot inside the square. And if you come up here, you can see that that foot is 2 feet in length, and it looks like it's a channel that runs across the top of the square. This takes some practice and getting used to be able to, again, decipher what the shape is. But once you start getting the hang of it, you'll be able to kind of do this pretty quickly. And again, this is more of an easier object to follow, but this is a prime example of what a drawing would look like for you to make an isometric drawing for. Now, what we're going to do before we start, we are going to come up here and we're going to go left-hand click view, and we're going to come over here and say tile vertically. Now, once we tile vertically, this secondary drawing window pops up. I already have it in the isometric view plane, but just in case you don't know how to do that, you're going to want to come down here to this button right here. You're going to left click and you can turn it on and off. We have it turned on again, and we're going to start drawing this shape. Now again, the reason we're having the two different file tabs right next to each other is so I don't have to click back and forth, and I can just draw from what's on the left and make it an isometric view onto the right. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to home, and we're going to see that we have two 10-foot by 10-foot sides, and that it really is just a perfect cube. So what I've found that makes the most sense in these situations is, first and foremost, if you have a basic shape, just draw that basic shape. Try and get that basic shape nailed down, and to do that, we're going to start with a 10-foot side. We're going to go down 10 feet, enter, another 10 feet over. And what we're doing here is we're just making the cube. 10 foot again, 10 foot again, and then we're going to draw back this way, another 10 feet. And again, we're doing 10 feet because that is the dimension of the cube. 10 feet, 10 feet. And we are going to follow this time. So now that we have the cube laid out, what we're going to do next is we need to find out what this channel is. So we have a couple different dimensions here, and since it's giving us this 4 inches right here, we know that channel comes out 4 inches. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to draw a line that's 4 feet, not inches, excuse me, 4 feet down, and then we're going to come across. So we're coming across with that foot, or that 4 feet line, all the way to another 10-foot line because the channel follows the cube. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go 2 feet after that, because if you look over here, it's showing that the channel width is 2 feet. So we're going to go 2 feet, 2 feet, and we're going to come up again to the other side of the cube. We're going to escape, and it just so happens that this channel is in the middle of the cube. So you have 4 feet on this side and 4 feet on this side, plus 2 feet, that equals 10 feet to get you the total length of the cube. Just because the channel looks like it's in the middle doesn't always mean it is. So you always want to make sure there's correct dimensions there before you draw the isometric view. Now, This obviously doesn't look right because we haven't added the profile side in yet. What we're going to do next is we're going to take the line button again, and we're going to come down here. We're going to snap to this, and we're going to come down again, just 1 foot. That's all it is. It's 1 foot deep. We've come down there. We're going to come across 2 feet again to match this up. 2 feet. Then we're going to come up. We're going to snap to that. Escape. And now our channel is starting to look a little bit better. The next thing we're going to do is we have to recreate the channel over here. So we're going to come to the line button again, and we're going to come down another foot. So 1 foot. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to zoom in real quick. You're not going to be able to get 2 feet across because this is going to be hidden over here. So we are just going to take this line, and we're going to follow it isometrically across to that line right there. This creates the illusion, or part of the illusion, that this is a channel. There's a couple more things we have to do, and the first one, biggest one, is we need to now create this line right here, and we need to run it all the way down right here. That is the last line that you will have to create and insert, but to make it look truly like it is a channel in the block, we have to come up here to the trim function. We're going to left-hand click trim, and we're going to come down here and start trimming these lines. Now, we're going to zoom out, and as you can see here, you now have a cube with the channel. So we look, just to verify, you look at the top, this is 2 feet. We can take some measurements. That's 24 inches, so we're good there. And then we can take other measurements here if we'd like to. But as you can see, we have now created an isometric view of what has been given to us with just 2D images with dimensions. All right, the final thing we're going to do real quick is we are going to copy this and we're going to paste it over to the other drawing to give us our final product. And as you can see here, we now have the top, front, and side view of our shape, plus the isometric view of what it should look like. This will allow anyone to be able to see the dimensions of the shape itself, plus what the shape and object should actually look like. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the video here. Hopefully this was educational, and hopefully you guys were able to take something away from this. Again, this is more of a beginner lesson. We will start to be posting intermediate to advanced lessons as well. But this is just the first video, and hopefully a series of 30+ videos. So, if you liked it, consider subscribing down below. And I do appreciate everyone for the massive amount of support this channel is getting. It doesn't go unnoticed. So again, thank you. With that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.